Okay, I think we're live. Hi, everybody. It's 4 p.m. here in Dublin, where I am. Welcome to our webinar for the education sector. Hopefully, everybody can see my screen. My name is Richard Greenane, and I'm a co-founder of ProcurementExpress.com. We're one of the world's top spend management companies. So I'm joined today by my colleague, Mano Watson, and together we are talking about spend management in the education industry. Hi, Mano.
Hi, Richard. So basically, I'm in the marketing department here at Procurement Express, and at the end of the webinar, I'll be helping you guys answer some questions. So over to you, Richard.
Thanks very much. So I've spent countless hours talking to both private and state schools about spend management and purchase control. Today, I'm going to talk about how the education sector can use purchasing systems like ProcurementExpress.com to make life a little bit easier. Firstly, a little bit of housekeeping. I'm really sorry, but I am a quick talker. It does make the webinar go faster. You don't have to put me in 2-speed. I do have an English accent as well. So if that's a problem, then just make lots of notes. We can share the video at the end for you to watch again. If you want us to send us, or if you want us to send you the video link, just say yes, please in the comments, and we'll make sure we get that to you. So you just put yes, please in the comments, and we'll do that for you. I promise that this webinar will be quite short. With as much time for questions as you need. Often there's some questions, so let's do that. But at the end, I'm also going to share my personal email address with you all as well. The idea of that is that if you have any questions about spend control problems that you don't want to share in an open forum, just reach out to me with an email and I'll help you where I can. So let's get started. So I'm going to talk a little bit about problems I've seen in the education sector, and mainly, in the majority, about spending. So as I said, I've visited and I've spoken to a lot of school finance departments where paperwork is horrendous. So schools these days are often set up as charitable trusts, which means that everything spent needs to or could be scrutinized by a board, and even the charities regulator in these days as well scrutinizes spending associated with schools. So I'm going to talk to you first about tracking spend from multiple people and places. So the fact that all of these things have been are now being scrutinized means that financial safety measures have been devised over the years. And these could be needing 3 quotations before you can buy anything, purchase orders that need to be signed off in triplicate, purchase order books that are issued to everyone who buys things on a regular basis, things like stationery and those kind of things. All of this paper then ends up in the finance department and has to be sorted, then it has to be organized, and it has to be filed away somewhere as well. The really good news here is that this is not something that you need to be doing in the 21st century. We have systems that are going to help you, and this is what I'm going to try and explain. So those of people who are already tracking spending using email and Excel, so you might say, well, I use email and Excel, so I have everything electronic, but they tend to have problems with staff following the workflow that has been laid out for them. So with email, it's really easy for a staff member to request spending from the top without first going through the finance department to make sure that this new spend is actually on budget. So even if the school owner or a head teacher or a board member has a handle on the budgets, the fact that someone can go around the workflow means that money can be spent that is difficult to track and account for. Spend management, or procurement systems as they're also called, provide a simple portal for staff members to enter spend requests, get them approved by the right people, and then get them authorized, get an authorized purchase order for sending to suppliers. So while staff can do that, they can get a spend request approved really quickly and efficiently. Finance people also have a single place to go for all of those spend requests for budgeting and for reporting. So it means that everything is filed in the one place and they don't have to do it and they don't have to use paper. So another issue that comes about quite a lot is that you're generating purchase orders, and that's all great, and you're getting them signed off against the budget, and you're ordering some items, and maybe you're actually very efficient in filing them away. But those items are delivered either digitally, if it's software that somebody's buying, or physically onto site, or maybe you have to go and send somebody in the school truck to pick up those things. But who lets finance know that those items are delivered? So if finance receive an invoice for items without knowing whether those items have actually been received or not, then they have no way of knowing whether that invoice should be paid. So in a good purchase order system like Procurement Express, items can be marked as received at any time, and that puts all information about that purchase into one place and allows finance to see that those goods or services have been received. If it's been approved by the right people and it's been marked as received, then finance knows that essentially that invoice can be paid. So there's a good thing about procurement systems that I've left till last. So have you ever wondered what you're actually spending when you're working on a large capital project? Maybe you're adding Wi-Fi to the entire school. Maybe you're wiring the school for internet because it's never been done before. Maybe you're creating new and interesting learning spaces for students. Things of that nature. Some large capital project that you want to work on. But maybe you don't see the real project spend until you've totaled up all of your vendor invoices at the end of the month or at the end of the project. And we all know project spend can go up really, really quickly without warning. You've only got to order too many of a certain material, I guess, and it all adds up very quickly. Procurement Express allows you to split up your project spending into separate budgets. And all good purchasing systems should do this, so that when a member of your staff creates a purchase request, they assign the spend to a project and to a budget at the same time. So that can be as simple as calling a budget IT, say, or much more complicated if you're doing something a lot bigger, that might be a collection of budget lines which detail all the spending categories in that project. So management and approvers of the spend can then see the figures when they are approving that, which helps them to make quick decisions. So that's great. And the beauty of this is that all of your spend is then categorized and put into essentially the right pot. So you can see exactly what you spent on what project or on what department or wherever you are. So furthermore, you're able to get a complete picture of total spending, and that gives you the opportunity to see WIP figures for a particular project that you're working on. WIP meaning work in progress. So you can see everything that you're spending when you're spending it. You know when you're going to hit your budget or when you're going to go over your budget or whether you're still under it and everything's good. So how does this all apply to education? So as well as making everyone in the organization more efficient and getting spending under control and allowing people to get spending approved by the appropriate people, the big saver in all of this is time. And that's time that could be devoted to so many other things to make the school work better. So to give you a good example, our customer, Thomas's Day School, found that they were able to roll out Procurement Express in 1 week. This led to an instant realization for them that the old paper system that they once used was really terribly inefficient. So Thomas's Day School is a small collection of private schools owned by the same people located in London. Currently, there's 4 schools and a head office where all of the finance function takes place. So before Procurement Express, if something needed to be purchased, then a purchase order would be filled out and printed. Then it would need to be taken to the correct people for sign-off and then sent to the head office. For the IT department, it often took 3 days before that signed PO made its way back to the person who originally created it. So at first, it was the IT department that decided that they needed to do something to speed up that process. So once they signed up to Procurement Express, as I said, it took less than a week to get them to the point of creating their first purchase request. So that request was approved and the PO was created within 10 minutes. So the first PO request went out, the PO was then created in 10 minutes. So other departments within the school, after the IT department were using it for a few weeks, actually, other departments within the school began to notice how quickly things were getting done by IT. And it was decided then to apply Procurement Express to every department within the school. Now, each school can work with finance to manage their own budgets. Staff can create requests and get them approved by people who are situated on a different campus. So finance get to see everything that's going on from the top down and can run reports for either school or the total organization. As most purchase orders can be sent to a supplier by email, all of these tasks get done without the need to print a single piece of paper. So that saves money in terms of ink and paper, but it also dramatically reduces the time spent and needed to actually get this spending approved. So that's the end of what I want to say. Where do you want to go next? What's next for you if you want to find out more about Procurement Express, or even if it's just about procurement systems in general, or you have a particular question about that? There's a number of things you can do. On our website, you can check out, we have a few product videos, you can see features and benefits, you can sign up for a free trial, which is fully functioning. You can talk to us. We give you a demo if you need one of the actual system itself and get pricing on that and so on. And you can give us a call on that number. That's a US number. If you're in the UK and you need a UK number, just drop that question in the comments and we'll happily give you our UK phone number. So finally, we said that it's going to be a 15-minute webinar. We've got 5 minutes for questions. There's my email address. If there's a question that you want to ask that you don't want it to be in an open forum, feel free just to reach out to me and I'll be happy to help you. So, any questions?
Okay, so far I don't see any questions here on the chat. The only question basically I see, well, it's not really a question, is Jade House is saying that she basically wants the recording at the end of the webinar. So we will send it to you. And we'll also send it to all of the other viewers of this webinar and who could not attend. But otherwise, I don't see any questions.
Okay, well, we might just wait a couple of minutes, Mano. Maybe you can sing us a song in the meantime. I'm joking.
I can try, but I think maybe you must try rather.
So as I said, let me go back to, while we're waiting to see if there's any questions come up, let me go back to what's next. So you can check out the product videos. You can see features and benefits on our website and how they might help you. You can contact us directly. You can even request to talk to our customers if you need to. So we give you a demo, we show you how our system works. If you need to talk to one of our customers in your sector, then feel free to ask me and we can arrange that as well. Doesn't look like there are any questions, Manu. I must have done my job very well.
Yeah, I guess so. But we'll just probably wait like a few more seconds or a few minutes. I guess it won't hurt to wait a bit.
Okay, let's just go back to my email address as well. It's richard@procurementexpress.com. As I say, any questions that that you don't want to reach out in this forum because other people will see those questions, then just feel free to send a question over to me by email and I will help you as best I can.
Okay, here's one question which just popped up. So Jade House is asking, how does your system handle partly delivered orders? This is a very time-consuming part of my accountant's work.
Okay, great, Jade House. Thanks very much. In Procurement Express, we're able to you're able to mark items. You're able to mark each item as it's delivered. You can mark it as delivered, as partially delivered. So if you mark something, if you mark an item, let's say you've ordered 10 things and you only mark 5, then it will the status will instantly change to partially delivered, so that you can sort by everything that's partially delivered, for instance, and see what hasn't arrived yet. You can also do things, simple things like use the cell phone app or the mobile phone app to take a snapshot of the delivery docket and attach that to the purchase order as well. So you can request your staff members to do that, so that in finance you can see those delivery dockets coming through. You'll be able to click on a purchase order, click on that see that delivery docket, and see what's coming and what's not as well. So and have proof of delivery, which is also important. So I hope that helps.
Thank you very much. I think it'll help. Was it helpful for you, Jade House?
We were so helpful that they haven't answered. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we will end it there, Mano. Again, any questions you have, please feel free to reach out to us and we'll all be more than happy to help. Thanks very much for watching.
Yes. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye-bye.